This sub is controlled by a modified Xbox controller. Let's get into this story. What's poppin', homies? It's your favorite homegirl, Gossip Girl, and today I want to talk about this whole submarine that's missing, all right? And it had about, I think, 5 people in there. But let's talk about that, because first of all, why are you in this thing going down there to see the Titanic wreck? I don't understand that. Like, oh, the way my nerves are set up, I could not do it. I just could not do it. So let's go ahead and get into it. A missing sub headed for the Titanic may only have less than 40 to 41 hours of oxygen left. This is said by the officials, okay? As search efforts continues off the coast of Newfoundland. On Tuesday afternoon, the U.S. Coast Guard provided an update to reporters in Boston on the mission to locate the passenger's sub, which is operated by the company OceanGate. This is a complex search effort which requires multiple agencies with subject matter expertise and specialized equipment. Okay. The sub, known as Titan, was last seen early Sunday morning when it deployed from a ship named the Polar Prince. Titan lost contact with the surface crews 1 hour and 45 minutes into the expedition, which began in St. John's, NL, which I guess is for Newfoundland. The U.S. Coast Guard is leading the operation with assistance from the Canadian Coast Guard vessel Culpit Hobson, 1752, and air search from a Royal Canadian Air Force Aurora aircraft out of 14-wing Greenwood. Time is of the essence in the search due to the limited oxygen supply aboard the vessel. Here's what we know so far about the missing sub. Now, who is on board? The sub is carrying 5 passengers, including Hamish Harding, a billionaire and explorer, Paul Henry, all right, a French explorer, Shahzada Dawood, and his son Suleiman, members of one of Pakistan's prominent families, and according to Reuters, OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush. Okay. We started steaming from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada yesterday, and are planning to start diving operations around 4 a.m. tomorrow. That's what Harding wrote on Facebook on Saturday. The team on the sub has a couple of legendary explorers, some of which have done over 30 dives to the RMS Titanic since the 1980s, including P.H. Nargeolet. That's how we're going to call him Narge. I don't want to mess up anyone's name. What the search looks like. Captain Jamie Frederick, response coordinator with the U.S. 1st Coast Guard District, told reporters that search efforts have covered an area larger than the U.S. state of Connecticut. Our crews are working around the clock to ensure that we are doing everything possible to locate the Titan and the 5 crew members. And he said this at a press conference on Tuesday. The U.S. 1st Coast Guard District reported Tuesday morning on Twitter that a Canadian Aurora aircraft had arrived on the scene to search underwater with sonar buoys. Meanwhile, a ship with polar ice to do a remote operated vessel dive at the last known position of the Titan. Known as the Deep Energy, the ship is designed to install undersea pipes for the oil and gas industry. Salvage equipment is also en route in the effort the sub is found. asked if there's any way to retrieve the sub and save those on board if found. Frederick said all efforts are currently focused on finding the sub. What I will tell you is we have a group of our nation's best experts in the Unified Command, and we get to that point. Those experts will be looking at what the next course of action is. Former U.S. Coast Guard Andrew Norris told CTV's Your Morning on Tuesday that time really is the enemy. The challenge is finding it. That's going to be difficult enough, but then affecting some sort of rescue, he said. That indicates that the challenge that rescuers will face to do some sort of recovery, even if they do find it. This right here, let me tell you something. This right here is just, because I'm picturing in my mind, they have about 40 to 41 hours left. Has it been 24 hours yet? I think so. So they don't have enough time. Time is of the essence, and it's stressing me out because I can't be in a tight space like that, especially in some water deep down. No. Whew. Search and rescue teams are battling the clock as the oxygen on board the sub reportedly lasts about 96 hours. Norris indicated there could be an emergency oxygen supplies on board as well. They will have the normal oxygen supply that we're talking about, that is a 96-hour window, but they'll also have like an on plane if there was a fire or something. They'll have the ability to put on some of the oxygen breathing device, said Norris. The U.S. Coast Guard said at a press conference on Monday that sonar technology is playing a key role in the efforts. If the vessel is found, the rescue will be in very difficult circumstances. The sea state has to allow the deployment of that equipment. They have to, and then it has to work kind of perfectly the first time. So it's a really challenge. This is a challenge. Just by what he was saying about the oxygen and, this got to be allowed and stuff like that. This is a challenge. Whew. Now, Beth Penny, a reporter with CTV News affiliate NTV is in Newfoundland, told CTV's Your Morning on Tuesday that weather conditions have not been good for searchers' efforts. So the weather is not in great condition for the searchers. We learned through social media that this was going to be the only expedition that OceanGate was going to take to the Titanic wreckage this year, and that's because of poor weather conditions in Newfoundland. Oh, my goodness. Now, why did they lost contact? Norris, the former U.S. Coast Guard captain, explained, says there are multiple ways for a sub to lose contact with a service crew. There could have been a catastrophic breach, which would have resulted in an implosion. Ooh, that sounds so scary. It could have had some sort of fault that caused it to lose communications and or the ability to lift itself off the seabed. Other potential issues include getting caught in debris that can be found along the ocean floor and near the Titanic. Officials have not confirmed why the sub lost contact. The sub reportedly has backup systems that can return it to the surface in an emergency. Now, where were they going? OceanGate Inc. is a privately owned U.S.-based company that provides tourism explorations to the deep ocean. The company's website said the 5-person sub named Titan can reach depths of up to 4,000 meters, 7.2 times as tall as the CN Tower. The Titanic which sank in 1912, is located about 600 kilometers southeast of Newfoundland in the North Atlantic Ocean. Now, OceanGate expeditions to the wreck cost passengers about $300,000. The sub is made of carbon fiber and titanium and is about 6.6 meters long. Subs like the Titan are deployed from a mothership, while submarines can travel to and from ports under their own power. This is really scary. I don't know if they're gonna find it. You know, they lost contact. So the only thing we could do is just keep an eye on this, because I'm interested in this to find out what's going on. So there are 5 people on there. Okay, family members are worried, as they should be. I couldn't do nothing like this. I'm sorry. I'm not. I like to explore, but not nothing like this. I just can't. This is really like crazy to me. So the whole thing holds about you have 96 hours, right? So now they're saying that out of those 96 hours, they got about 40 to 41 hours left of oxygen. And then they said that they have some like emergency oxygen in there as well. I'm not into this kind of exploring at all. I am not into this kind of exploring, but you know, I just wish everything, the best. I hope they are found before all the oxygen is out. I hope they are found and brought back to shore. You know what I'm saying? Because they families are worried. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think about this whole, sub exploring to see the Titanic? I have no need or no want to see the Titanic. I really don't care. I saw the movie. I read about it. I don't want to see it. If it's down there, it's down there. But people love to look at that kind of stuff. They like to explore down in the ocean. And, sometimes things go wrong down there. Okay, there's creatures down there that we haven't even seen. And they need to stay there. But that kind of exploring is not for me at all. But they do have like 40 to 41 hours of air of oxygen left. Hopefully, they'll be found by then before it runs out. But they also said it was some emergency oxygen equipment in there. So I just hope they are found before the oxygen run out and they get them back to the shore and everybody's okay. Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? What do you think about all of this? And I'll talk to you later.